This is the News Feed at noon.
This week, the Northeast campus was stacked with events of all varieties. And an error with non-registered voters and the solutions to fix it. Plus, troubles with a hip-hop superstar continue to mount. Welcome to the News Feed at noon. I'm Lauren Harper.
And I'm John Patterson. And we also have Doug here today, who's going to tell us about our upcoming forecast.
Fall is definitely here with cooler temperatures on their way. There is substantial cleanup and repairs in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, and we still have 2 months left in hurricane season. The southeastern United States will have saturating rain over the next several days as a result of Hurricane Helene, creating a severe risk of localized flooding. Please adjust any travel plans you may have accordingly. The 24 hurricane season was initially predicted to be above normal, with as many as 25 named storms. To date, we've only had 8 named storms. The Climate Prediction Center's mid-season update, completed last month, is now predicting up to 24 named storms, a small reduction, but again, we still have 2 more months left in the season. Expect great weather for the first week of the Texas State Fair, and later in the news feed, we will cover local weather and provide our 7-day forecast. Back to you, Lauren.
Thank you, Doug. TCC staff showed off their orchestral skills at the Faculty String Showcase on Tuesday. 9 string players performed modern and classical pieces from a variety of artists, including music from the band Guns N' Roses and a Mozart piece that was discovered this past summer. Researchers at a library in Germany discovered the never-before-heard piece while revisiting previously compiled collections of the composer's work, and it made its U.S. debut here on the Northeast campus. Movers Unlimited dance team has been diligently preparing to perform at a major DFW festival. However, for many of those dancers, the art means more than just the accolades. Our Victor Aldana has the story.
Movers Unlimited, TCC's Northeast Dance Company, is rehearsing for a huge honor. For the second year in a row, they were invited to perform at the Fort Worth Dance Festival October 4th through 6th, an opportunity few college dance companies could claim. The dance, a contemporary blend of powerful Korean and Western movements, mirrors the cohesiveness of the team that call themselves family.
We really focus on bonding and trying to get a connection with all of our fellow dancers. And so I think that's a really big thing for us, is being able to connect with our dancers, just because the connection also helps with the piece itself. And whenever you're connected, it makes it the whole so much more powerful.
Even the costumes, detailed costume pieces inspired by traditional Korean dance attire, brings the team's intricate culture and personalities to life. Now, with only 1 more week to prepare, emotions are running high.
Yes, I get anxiety, I get nervous before stage, but everything just comes out during the performance. I give it everything 100%, everyone else gives it 110%.
Their practices, sometimes lasting up to 10 hours a day, illustrates each member's discipline and dedication to the dance and the team. But for the dancers, what motivates them through the rehearsal? Their love for the art. Malik Arevai, a longtime dancer and TCC alumni, said that for the team, the performance is more than just a dance.
So our tagline is unfading light, which is a testament to perseverance, working hard, because that's really what we do here. We come in and we bust our butts and we give it our all, and we leave everything on the stage together.
And despite the perfect timing and rigorous choreography, each dancer moves in sync with the beat of their drums. Reporting from TCC Northeast Campus for the Newsfeed, Victor Aldana.
Thank you, Victor. The annual rankings for the best colleges are out, and the U.S. News and World Report has Princeton University once again in the top spot. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Harvard, Stanford, and Yale round out the top 5. As for best public university, UCLA is number 1. Spelman College in Georgia is the top historically black institution, and Williams College in Massachusetts is the best liberal arts college. Officials in Bastrop, Texas are preparing for the arrival of X, formerly known as Twitter. Owner Elon Musk is moving the X headquarters to Bastrop from San Francisco. Bastrop City Manager Sylvia Carrillo-Trevino says the city is prepared for the growth that X's relocation will bring. The new X headquarters in Bastrop will be near Musk's infrastructure and tunnel construction company, The Boring Company.
A suspect accused of a parole violation settled into a Lubbock hotel room, then had a standoff with the SWAT team. After an exchange of gunfire, the SWAT team sent in a robot. It's credited with capturing and holding the suspect until officers could safely move in. Shaylee Kidwell shows us how it happened.
In 2017, De La Rosa received a 20-year sentence for manufacturing and delivering a controlled substance in Lamb County. He was released on parole in April 2022. A warrant was issued for a parole violation, and according to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, he failed to comply with his electronic monitoring program. That's why the Texas Anti-Gang Unit tracked De La Rosa here to the Days Inn near I-27 and Highway 54. This is video we first showed you yesterday of the standoff that lasted nearly 2 hours. Officers say when they tried to contact De La Rosa, he locked himself into the hotel room and fired multiple rounds, with one of the shots pointed at officers. The Lubbock County Sheriff's Office's SWAT team was called in, and a sniper returned one shot, wounding De La Rosa. He still refused to give up. We watched as he went in and out of the hotel room waving a Bible. Officers deployed the Lubbock Regional Bomb Squad robot. De La Rosa tries to push the robot away. He even shoots it. That doesn't stop the robot that eventually dispenses the gas into the room. You can then see De La Rosa crawling out through the window and collapsing onto the floor. The robot then runs right over him, pinning him to the ground until the SWAT team can take him into custody.
After the break, Julia Binbrook reports from Washington on the lawsuit set forth over the mail-in ballot. Stay with us.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Of course.
Yes. Have you ever asked for help yourself?
It's always tough, right? I always feel like I can solve my own problems, but eventually, you just can't deal with it on your own.
And you start to question, maybe people would be better off without me. When you realize that you're not alone, once you take that first step, there's so much support.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Republicans are suing over mail-in ballot policies in Mississippi, and the outcome of the case could have a big impact on mail-in ballots cast everywhere in the country. Our Washington correspondent Julia Binbrook reports.
Mississippi allows officials to count ballots that arrive within 5 days after Election Day, as long as they're properly postmarked. The Republican National Committee and others are alleging this violates federal statute, and it resembles laws in roughly 20 other states and jurisdictions. So this case could have major implications on mail-in voting. The other states that allow for late-arriving ballots include Nevada, Ohio, and Virginia, as well as Maryland, the site of a competitive Senate race. California and New York also allow for post-election ballot receipt and could make a major difference in who controls the House. Former President Donald Trump has long railed against mail-in voting. In 2020, his attacks against the practice made it less popular among GOP voters. But at a recent rally, Trump gave a confusing message to his supporters.
We have to win Pennsylvania. Go out and make a plan to vote early, vote absentee. Now we have this stupid stuff where you can vote 45 days early.
Now, Mississippi is not the only state where this approach is being litigated, but by bringing a case against Mississippi, Republicans have navigated this to a friendly forum, more likely to give them a ruling that could help boost cases like this elsewhere. Now, the Department of Justice, Democrats, and others argue that this approach is not violating federal statute. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Donald Trump spoke about the economy during a campaign event in Georgia. The former president expressed his vision of making America great again, like it was years ago, by taking jobs overseas and moving them back to the U.S.
With the vision I'm outlining today, not only will we stop our businesses from leaving for foreign lands, but under my leadership, we're going to take other countries' jobs. Did you ever hear that expression before? Have you ever heard? That we're going to take other countries' jobs. It's never been stated before. We're going to take their factories, and we had it really rocking 4 years ago. We're going to bring thousands and thousands of businesses and trillions of dollars in wealth back to the good old USA. That's what we're going to be doing it, and doing it fast.
An internal review finds more than 1,200 possible non-citizens registered to vote in Oregon. It's over a clerical error related to the Motor Voter Act. Barry Mangold has the details.
Every indication is that this is really a clerical error and a mistake, a regrettable mistake.
Oregon transportation officials adding safeguards to some day-to-day processes after more than 1,200 individuals who were possibly non-citizens were registered to vote because of a mistake at DMV offices. State officials saying drivers who used a non-American birth certificate or passport to obtain or renew their license were accidentally recorded as using an American document because that was the default setting.
We've reordered that drop-down menu so that the U.S. passport isn't sort of the default selection.
Governor Kotek now calling on Oregon DMV to go above and beyond to make sure the automatic registration system, which started in 2016 with the Motor Voter Act, never puts out another mistaken voter registration. Meanwhile, state Republicans are now calling for more election security.
I don't think it's a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. This should be an issue that our election system is safe and secure, and only American citizens are eligible to vote in our election.
The DMV caught wind of the mistake after they got an unprompted request from the Institute for Responsive Government on July 29th, asking for an update on automatic voter registration. Nearly 2 months later, the House Republican leader says he's not convinced the issue is over with.
We don't know how deep this goes. We've had elections that have been decided by 84 votes or less. We've had elections and primaries that were decided by a coin toss. So every vote does matter, every vote does count.
Are the rain chances for the weekend increasing with hopes of cooler temperatures? Doug has the NewsFeed forecast next.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hey, boss. Okay?
I said I'm fine.
With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really hard for me.
When I came back from the war, I was barely hanging on by a thread. I'm here today because of Tanya's relentless efforts in trying to get me healed. And says, Michael, I know you've got a plan to take your life today, but if you give me just 5 more minutes to love you.
5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, honey, 5 more minutes to love.
Michael has actually taught me what it looks like to accept help. Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
We're continuing to track Hurricane Helene and the weather for the State Fair's opening weekend. Doug?
Well, fall is definitely here. It's currently 76 degrees outside, far better than those triple-digit numbers we've been looking at recently. Mostly sunny, humidity at 36%, and we have wind gusts as high as 27 miles per hour. So today is a great day to be outside. North Texas overall, Denton County, Collin County, Tarrant County are all 77 degrees. Dallas County is at 78 degrees. To get up to 79, you've got to go down to Waco, believe it or not. This evening, by 4 p.m., temperatures will be up to 81 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy. By 6 p.m., it'll be cloudy outside at a 78-degree temperature. By 10 p.m., we should be down to 70 degrees. Now, tomorrow is going to be a great day. Saturday, 84 is a high. Sunday, 85 is a high. Each morning, we're looking at a nice, crispy 61 degrees. Partly cloudy on Saturday. Sunday will be sunny. The 7-day forecast is incredible. We're going to be in the mid-80s throughout the entire week, and the early mornings will be in the low 60s. It'll be sunny all week long. Perfect time to go to the State Fair. Make sure you're wearing sunscreen because the sun has those damaging rays, and even though it's cooler, it still have the impact on your skin. Now, we do have a tropical disturbance in the central Atlantic, so another storm is possible. We have 2 more months left of hurricane season, and we'll have to see how that pans out. Anyway, this is Doug Moeller with the weather. And Lauren, why don't you take it from here?
2 people died and 5 were injured after a mobile home collapsed on a family in Brazoria County. Several people were working to level the manufactured home when it collapsed, trapping them. 5 people were rescued. First responders used a chainsaw to cut through the floor to get to one of them. 4 were taken by helicopter to a Houston area hospital in critical condition. Another was taken to a hospital by ambulance and is in stable condition. But a 17-year-old boy and a 31-year-old man were killed.
A California firefighter has been arrested and is accused of setting 5 wildfires over the past 6 weeks. Authorities took 38-year-old Robert Hernandez into custody. Since August 15th, he is suspected of starting 5 separate fires throughout Sonoma County while off duty. Fortunately, the fires were put out quickly and the damage was minimal. Fire officials said information from the public helped lead to his arrest.
I don't think anyone will have any idea that this had been happening.
You sound like you're in shock about this.
I'm 100% in shock.
It's a tough pill to swallow for all of us. When you read that press release and understand that that's someone that's supposed to be out in the community protecting us and they're actually putting us all in harm's way, it's hard to read.
In 2 minutes, a disturbing story from Florida has a family in mourning.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Of course.
Yes.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
It's always tough, right?
I always feel like I can solve my own problems, but eventually, you just can't deal with it on your own.
And you start to question, maybe people would be better off without me. When you realize that you're not alone, once you take that first step, there's so much support.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero. on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me in ways that I never knew that I could be broken. And I contemplated suicide. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe. Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
Hello and welcome back to the NewsFeed. We are joined now by Cameron Kay. He's going to give us the Sports Minute here.
Thank you, John. Welcome to your Sports Spotlight, and this is your 2-minute drill. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, both sitting at 1-2, went into Thursday night's game, desperately needing a win. This would prevent one team from falling to 1-3 in a tight NFC divisional race. Dak Prescott went into this game sporting an impressive 12-game winning streak against the New York Giants. QB Daniel Jones and upstart rookie Malik Neighbors were looking to end that streak. The Giants started out the scoring with a field goal, which would be a reoccurring thing for them. Although Daniel threw for 281 yards, he threw for 0 touchdowns also, and an interception to boot. This caused the Giants' offense to continuously stall out in the red zone, forcing them to settle for 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 field goals on the night. On the other side of the coin, Dak connected with Rico Dwaddle on a 15-yard screen in the first quarter, which resulted in a touchdown. Dak then linked up with CeeDee Lamb in the second, who turned a 20-yard fade into a 55-yard score. Dak finished the game completing 22 out of 27 passes that produced 2 touchdowns with no interceptions for an impressive passer rating of 125.5. If that would have been all the scoring, then it wouldn't have been enough for the Cowboys because the Cowboys' offense was held to 0 touchdowns in the second half. That's right, 0. 2 timely field goals by Cowboys kicker Brandon Abrams, and the defense, led by Michael Parsons, took the bend, don't break attitude in a short week, propelling the Cowboys to a much-needed victory. Unfortunately, they lost Micah and DeMarcus Lawrence in the process. This means Cowboys Nation can take a moment of breath and sigh of relief with this win. The Dallas Cowboys improved their record to 2-2 and secured 13th victory in a row for their quarterback, Dak Prescott, keeping his streak alive against the Giants, who now sit alone at the bottom of the NFC East division at the start of Week 4.
Thank you, Cameron. A South Florida family is continuing to mourn the loss of a teen who died from an apparent lightning strike last week. Officials released the 911 calls that were made by the frightened neighbor. Nicole Insalata gives us more.
I'm calling because I'm in front of my house, and in front of my house there is a guy in the bicycle, and he's on the grass, and it's raining and thundering.
The person who lay motionless in the rain was 16-year-old Cameron Day.
He was extraordinary. He was humble. He was loving and caring.
And he was just a kid riding his bike home from MacArthur High School band practice Wednesday in the driving rain.
We didn't know what happened to him. And we didn't know if it was the lightning or something that might have hit him.
It was an apparent lightning strike. The 11th grader burned on his chest and inner thighs, and you can hear the thunder in the call to 911.
What's the address? 33023. And he don't move. He's been there like for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. He's on the bicycle and, oh my goodness. Holy.
What's going on, sir?
No, it's thundering.
Okay.
I'm here outside the house.
New legal trouble for music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. A new lawsuit was filed against the hip-hop artist on Tuesday. The suit accuses Combs and his bodyguard of drugging and assaulting a woman in 2001. Cheryl Hubbard has more on his new legal battle.
It goes beyond just physical harm.
An emotional news conference Tuesday as one woman, Thalia Graves, spoke through tears about how an alleged assault by Sean Diddy Combs damaged her both physically and emotionally.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words.
Graves, through her attorney Gloria Allred, accused Combs and his bodyguard of drugging and assaulting Graves in 2001. The lawsuit states she was bound and raped while unconscious, and in November 2023, she learned the assault had been recorded and the video published.
Viciously and violently forcing sexual contact.
In the past year, Sean Diddy Combs has faced over 10 lawsuits alleging sexual violence. Perhaps the most disturbing bombshell to surface, this surveillance video showing Combs violently grabbing and kicking then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hotel in 2016.
You can see here,
Combs' newest lawsuit comes a week after he was federally indicted on charges including racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution. He pleaded not guilty but was denied bail by a federal judge last week and must remain in federal custody.
I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
Graves says she suffers from severe depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and continued physical pain because of the rape. I'm Cheryl Hubbard reporting.
Thank you, Cheryl. We'll be back after the break.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
See you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really hard for you.
A group of JROTC students jumped into action when a police officer accidentally shot himself. Zaria Oates reports.
At the moment, I felt like terrified, adrenaline rush.
A Marble Falls school resource officer accidentally discharged his weapon before a Friday night football game.
We asked if he was okay, and he was like, "Oh no, my gun went off, I'm shot."
Several Brackenridge High School junior ROTC students in the area say they jumped into action, helping put a tourniquet on the officer's leg.
But he was doing the tying. I was trying to go help him tying it with him because the tighter is the better. I grabbed it and put my arm around him. He put his arm around me. I pulled it and he was like, "Dial 911." And I dialed it and he said dispatch. He said some code to them.
The boys tell me the tourniquet worked quickly, and after a 1.5-minute call to 911, first responders were on the way. The officer was then taken to a hospital by helicopter. What do you want to happen from here?
I feel like basic first aid should be taught for like anyone like from middle school to high school range.
While it was a scary incident, the boys say they hope the officer and his family are doing okay.
In Phoenix, Arizona, one man is serving up something savory to keep motivated hikers coming up this popular mountain. Breakfast with a View awaits hikers who get up early and trek to the top of Piestewa Peak. That's where they'll find Daniel Angelo, who started serving up biscuits and gravy at the top of the mountain in 2020. He's committed to doing it once a month during the cool season. Angelo said he doesn't charge for the breakfast, but he does take donations. He said he usually serves up about 60 biscuits by sunrise.
And I've actually had people come from all the different states, or from different states that have traveled here. People have drove from all over the state to come out here. And I have served about, well, with this right here, I have served over 600 people so far.
Thank you for tuning into the news feed this week, and we'll see you next.